Hi!
Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our
I have to
Jeans.
move it. Looks like I got a tag coming on my head.
Okay.
See that? No, it's fun.
Okay.
It's
I'm
Memorial
Liz.
Day. Happy Memorial Day
Yes.
in the U.S.
Yes.
And I'm Carolyn.
And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou.
And I'm cpredmor on Ravelry, and on Instagram I'm usually posting as Knitting in Our Jeans. I was going to take another picture of our boat maintenance, or boat getting in the water work, but I forgot to do it yesterday. And today I was below the boat. I was polishing the drive shaft. Very exciting. And then after I finished it, and Rich came down and goes, you know, I ought to ask Bob, who runs the yard, whether or not we should paint the drive shaft and the props, because I see everybody else has theirs as gray. I said, as a matter of fact, I asked the guy who was next to us last year why he was painting his prop. And he says, well, it's kind of like bottom paint for your prop, and it really works pretty well. And I said, I think I mentioned it to you, and we didn't do it. So he says, well, you know, I'm going to ask Captain Bob about it. I have been reading about it online, and they say it's pretty good, and it's better than a really polished prop.
Which he spent a good 2 hours today polishing
the props, the little fan pieces that come out. So we were on our way out of the boatyard, and we saw Captain Bob out in his yard. For being the manager of the yard, he gets to have a house there, which is very nice anyway, but he does get stopped when he's out in the yard. So they had a little conversation, and Captain Bob said, yes, I think painting your prop would be much better, or better, I don't know how much better, but better, in discouraging the growth of shells on your prop, which is a big deal, because the cleaner your prop is, the more manageable your boat is, more responsive it is. So after hours, I did an hour of the prop shaft myself, and Richard did, after hours of shining up all those pieces, we're going to paint ours gray. So anyway, it's been an exciting day. So anyway, I was below the boat, and I didn't think about taking pictures. Richard, being up on top of the boat, looked over and saw one of the poles that communities put out to encourage the building of nests by ospreys. Ospreys are not, sailors are not big fans of ospreys, because they are the ones who usually come sit at the top of your mast and poop all over the deck. But apparently Salonica Yacht Club is a big proponent of ospreys, and so Richard looked over and he says, there's this osprey looking right at me.
Showed me a photo of it. He got a photo of it
2 boats away.
On his phone.
There's the nest, and the osprey's looking over
And
the side.
and as my father describes, he goes, "Bird's looking right at me. Said, I'm gonna poop on your boat.
I'm waiting for you to leave.
I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna poop right where you're standing." So we'll see next weekend if that's the case.
They may not, only because there's no mast up. So they
the
have to be
mast still
walking
isn't up. Okay.
on the deck. I'm not sure that they like walking on the deck.
I didn't realize the mast wasn't up yet.
No, mast is not up. Couldn't go up until we put the pieces on that we put on yesterday. The chain plates. Because they come up, and there's a piece that goes down and bolts to a side piece in the boat that goes bolted to the keel. So that holds it down, and then the 2 bolts that come up are the pieces that hold the spreaders.
Right.
Okay. So there was nothing there for them to attach the mast to.
Is that something that's happening this week?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Nice.
Yes. He was saying, oh, you might be in the water, whatever. Meanwhile, we don't have zincs. We need to have zincs.
We need bottom paint and polish and zincs.
Because you can't run an electrical engine or electrical current in a boat without having zinc on your drive shaft and your prop and all that kind of stuff. Because otherwise, the electricity, the free electricity kind of leaks out, will eat away at your prop. Obviously, this prop needs to be coddled.
Obviously.
Paint and having a zinc on it, but it's really important to have the zincs, because you will find severe erosion on metal parts of your boat that are in the water. So anyway, We are getting there. Richard is also going to take 2 stanchions off, and the yard will straighten them.
Oh, good.
Yes. Captain Bob said it might have even been the wind. But I don't know, but I'm not going to argue. I'm having a lovely conversation with his wife and his aunt. I'm not having an argument.
No, goodness.
Not going there.
Nope.
Nope. So anyway, I finished something
You
this week.
did. You finished it this morning.
I did. I thought I was going to finish it last night, but I fell asleep instead.
Oh.
Our sofa is really comfortable.
It is. It's really great.
Which is one of the reasons why I didn't really push to get a new sofa when this one was really tatty. You can go from a sitting up position to a lying down position in a blink. You just kind of slide right on down. And I did while we were watching one of the shows I found on BritBox this week, Jonathan Creek, which is an old series that Caroline Quentin was in. And I had found it because I was looking for things of Caroline Quentin, because she has also been playing in Doc Martin in the last 2 or 3 seasons. And she was big pals with whoever it is that plays Doc Martin, whose name escapes me at the moment. Anyway, they had played in a continuing series decades ago called Men Behaving Badly. So I was actually looking for the things that she'd been in. And Men Behaving Badly is on YouTube. It's not on BritBox or Acorn. But Jonathan Creek, thank you. I want to call him Cheap, but that's like in a bird. Cheap. Anyway, he's very sweet. He's on BritBox, and then the next series that she is in is on BritBox. So I've got tons of stuff to look at. I'm so excited. This is one of the best Christmas presents I've ever had. And then we also watched Knives Out.
We did. It's so good.
It's very cute. I wouldn't say it's an A movie. I'd say it's a B+ movie.
It's really good.
I think excellent actors.
Yeah, it's excellent actors, and if you're
formulaic.
not, but if you're not, we watch murder mysteries as if they're like Real Housewives, the Real Housewives series for most people.
Yes.
Like, I was told in 1st grade that I was not allowed to write a book report on Agatha Christie because that was not appropriate. That is how much murder mysteries are just a part of my life, and how much this is just what we do.
Christie's a classic.
Yeah, but
be that as
it may, like, that's just our level of interaction with murder mysteries. This is what we do. This is what we watch.
Right.
Which is why some people, I think, that explains a lot, actually. Moving on.
Anyway, one of the reasons it's because I like the solving of the puzzles. And the murdered person, we don't usually know that well.
Right. So, Knives Out, for us, was pretty formulaic, but it was still enjoyable.
Excellent acting.
See, Dad doesn't
watch that many.
Doesn't watch that many. So, he found it formulaic, but he also didn't pick up the twist like you and I did.
Ah. Okay.
So, because you and I definitely picked up what happened. Like,
yes.
We called it probably
an hour before it ended.
Yeah, which is fine. It was still great.
Some excellent actors in it.
I do think if you haven't seen it yet, and especially if you have a large family, typically with like cousins and such, it's very funny.
I think it is.
It's very funny. And it's a good little, like, dig at family culture, like, and family dynamics, which I find very funny.
Expectations.
Yes.
Yes. So anyway,
I
thought I was going to finish it, but I didn't. I fell asleep instead watching Jonathan Creek. So here is my Recoleta.
There you go.
And I made it into a pullover instead of a cardigan. And the other thing I did was I only have lace down the center of the back, coming down from the yoke. And there's a reason. I realize exactly what the reason is that the repeat on this continuation of the collar is 5 or 6 rows longer than this repeat. So I swear, if I ever write a sweater pattern that has lace, and there's a different lace pattern in different parts of the sweater, they're all going to have the same line repeat. because this was hellacious in trying to keep straight exactly
What row of which pattern you were
what
on?
row of which, exactly. So the only thing I did do is I cheated a bit on this one. So there's one row right at the top that's repeated. So that I'd be on an even row when I was on an even row in the front.
Okay.
Otherwise, and who? No one's going to see it. No one's going to see it because of the variegation or the gradation of the colors in the sweater. I can't see it. So if I can't see it, nobody else can see it. And I love the color. I'm very happy with the whole thing. So that is a finished object. It has not been blocked since I did finish it this morning, but it will go into the washer and block it out.
All right.
Yes, so that'll be done. So excited.
Good.
What else?
I am moving right along on my Vellichor. I think I've got 7+ inches. Maybe
Nice.
I'm at 8. I don't know yet. I haven't measured it today. I measured it a little while ago.
Where you?
No, that's
had been?
monthly.
Oh.
That's weekly, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you might show them the weekly.
Yeah. So this week I've been doing 2 rows a day, or 2 stripes a day. So I got from down here to up here.
Very nice.
So yeah, I think if we can, I don't think I can find anything under your mat.
No.
I was gonna say a
Measure?
tape measure
No.
or
sorry.
a measuring device of some sort.
There had been one over here.
Yeah.
But-
Okay.
Oh, this should go downstairs.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And
No
clean-
measuring devices because you will see soon that
Right.
this table is
Full
covered.
with stuff that I was trying to make a decision about.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I then also, I think, did some work.
Yes, you did.
Saw you last on my crazy striped tee because I have now joined it at the front. And I think I'm really looking forward to this. Now this is going to be put a little bit on the back burner because of 2 commitments I've made. The Harry Potter Knitting and Crocheting Club, the time to be working on one's mission has arrived. And I had put in a proposal for mission, and it was supposed to start Saturday. So I did start it, and then I put it down again because I wanted to finish the
Recoleta.
the Recoleta. But
And if any of you are joining us after meeting us in the Indian Tangled group thing that
Yes.
was on Friday, welcome.
yeah,
She often looks to me for confirmation or pattern or yarn determination. It was not just a fluke of that day, me telling her that the yarn she was describing was incorrect.
don't worry about it. I don't.
This is, yeah.
So this is now what I'm doing for my mission. This is called the Traveling Sweater.
Mm-hmm.
I had the original pattern, and then I also bought the 10th anniversary pattern
Nice.
because they said they had made some changes. And I made gauge on a needle 1 size up. So these are 4s,
Okay.
and these are some of the added clicks.
Which, we're going to tell you a story. Last night, Mom snapped a needle. It was the size 5s of the Addy clicks that were in
look at
her
this.
Recoleta.
Look at this.
So,
Do you see this? I mean, the first time I used this needle, it snaps. And I wasn't chewing on it. I wasn't bending it. All I did was I pulled on the needle to move the circular.
yeah, I thought you had
Cord
just
around.
popped the cord out of it.
This is totally broken
Yeah.
on a size 5. Now, I know
I know.
I have
Oh,
a habit of breaking size
2s.
1s and 2s and 3s. I understand that because they're small and the amount of pressure I put on them is large. But this, when you're just pulling it through your sweater,
There could have been a fault in the wood there.
What I'm saying is I think there was a fault in there.
Yeah.
So just be aware. That's one of the reasons why I don't like the nice rosewood signatures. I broke a size 8 in those.
I know.
I mean, that's insane. An 8? Really? So
rosewood
what I just
signatures?
Yeah.
You have signatures?
Yes. Dear,
No,
I
you
do.
had
I have all kinds of collections
I
of
know
beetles.
you have all kinds of collections. I know.
So I then reached down and picked up my
Likeys.
Yes. And I had bought extra needle tips for that set. So I had bought a size 5 and a size 6. So I pulled out the size 5s. I got another cord, quickly attached them, and went on my way with my Likeys, which are delightful. And they're behaving quite well. So I was really shocked.
Yeah.
So I'm using Dragon Sock by Dragonfly flannel pajamas, and it's really doing quite well. I have to do it. There,
here.
Thank you. So I got gauge. What they're saying is that they anticipate blocking will do something like this to it.
Yeah.
So they actually do want you to block the rib out a little.
I'd say pretty aggressively.
To some, yeah. And so I'm making a medium, and the sleeves are a separate piece. So you make, I think it's 10 of these pie shapes.
I don't know.
Either 8 or 10 of the pie shapes, and then they join onto a central longitudinal stripe. Strip. That becomes a sleeve, so then I can make sure that the sleeves are long enough because you knit from cuff to cuff.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so you can decide how much of a collar, this will be a collar, part of a collar, how much of a collar you want on your sweater and how far down your back you want it, and depending on whether you're knitting a small, medium, or large. So I'm really quite excited about this. It's moving right along. Short rows, and they use a wrap and turn, which I'm fine with. Could I use a German short row? Could. But as I said, I'm fine with the wrap and turns, and it's easy. I don't have to think about it.
Okay.
So I'm going with it.
Good.
And I was going to talk about this.
Well, can I talk about my test knit?
Oh, of course you can.
So I am 10 rows from finishing the yoke chart. I am finishing the yoke chart of my test knit sweater, which is absolutely beautiful. And I'm pretty excited because the next step after the yoke charts is to hit, I think, 8 inches on the depth of the yoke from the center front neck, and I'm already there.
Yeah,
I've already measured it, so I will be able to message, and get, since it's a test knit, it was actually sent out in 2 parts, so I have the yoke, and then I separate for the sleeves, and then I don't know what else to do.
You should tell her that you hit 8 inches.
I intend to.
Finish
it. Just looks so good.
It does. I think
so. I'm hoping to finish this tonight. I'm hoping to finish this tonight, so that I can put it on some waist yarn and maybe try it on. But yeah, so I've been working on that in front of the TV. This is the linen and silk, so I have been noticing that in addition to the whole washing your hands more often and needing more moisturizer, knitting with this, I'm needing to put more moisturizer on. So yeah, so that's just something. It's so pretty, and it looks so much more defined on camera, which is why I just keep on being like, "Oh, you're pretty."
It'll be a great summer sweater, great boating sweater.
I think it'll be just great in general.
I do too.
But
so then
that's all I've been really knitting on.
The other commitment I made was to do a test knit.
Oh yes.
Of a heavily cabled sweater.
Yeah.
And I went back to the original post, and I kept looking, and she said that she would get in touch with us, and early this week, I got an email saying, yes, I'd love to have you test knit the pattern size that you said you wanted. I'll be sending the pattern first she was going to get back in touch with us. She did. She asked us to send her the email. Oh, she was going to make choices of all the people that had volunteered by this end of this week. She was going to tell us who it was. She did that a little bit early, which was fine. Asking us for our emails. Great. And now I'm waiting for the pattern, eagerly. And then the other thing I was interested in, and we'll talk about it because it's in the Vogue magazine, is a dress.
A lace dress.
A lace dress that is done in sport weight, but held double. So I thought, well, I can try worsted weight and see how that goes. So what we've got here,
which you can't see,
is
we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sweater quantities out here on the desk. We have Headless Horseman from Dragonfly. We have, oh gosh, what is Sin from Hedgehog Fibers. We have Laura, right, this is Lauraville, yeah. Also, can we just admire the fact that I knew exactly what color this was from Neighborhood? Lauraville from Neighborhood.
And we have 2,000 yards of that.
We have a good amount of all of this. And then we have Peshawar from Cephalopod from
which
the
I
last
really want to.
Cephalopod trunk
and then
show.
since I didn't have enough, I didn't think I'd have enough.
Hold
of the
on,
cephalopod. Wait a minute. I was going to do hem and neck with those.
And then we have some Babs in Surprise, which is really quite beautiful. You got this at a Rhinebeck, didn't you?
I did. I don't think that would be good for either
I don't
pattern.
think it will. I think you need something kind of like the Felix pullover, where it only has the little detail at the shoulders.
I have enough for a dress, don't I?
No, I know. You have 2,000 yards.
Right. So
Right.
I should find a dress.
I'm saying you just need something simple, though.
Yes, I agree.
It's
because
very
this
pretty.
is gorgeous. Now, would this count as a whip? Not really, but it's all out of stash. All I did was reach behind
You
me
did.
and pull this stuff out.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for, so what we decided is that the dress that we'll be showing you in a little bit will probably do well with this, the
Yes.
studio worsted. I'll obviously swatch to make sure I make
Gauge.
And then I'm waiting for the pattern to come for the test knit so I can figure out whether I want to do this
Or this.
I think that this is
It's
muted enough that the cables will still show up.
I think you're going to have to swatch the cable.
This is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It will pop. It will
But
do
you
all kinds of
already
things.
have the, what you call your po' boy sweater in the red.
Yeah, but one can always use more red sweater.
I'm just saying it's a very similar sweater. I don't know if you... Really?
No. That one is just a ribbed sweater.
I thought this was...
This is cables going all over the place.
Okay.
Kind of like ink
Okay.
all
Yes.
over. So, anyway. And did you have anything else you wanted to
No,
talk
I
about
haven't
making?
really knit anything. I've been sewing a bunch again.
Yes, so I'm getting a lot of sewing done while she's
Knitting.
I'm getting a lot of knitting done. Sorry.
So I ended up buying the Ogden Cami by True Bias, and this was my,
First
muslin / test of, proof of concept. It's not the best. It needs to be top stitched. I might ask Mom to do that because I'm scared of the fabric because I pulled it a few times.
You need a very sharp needle.
Yeah. Well, it was on the featherweight. I don't think the featherweight is meant to do something this light.
Yes, it certainly could, but you might have to do it at a very slow speed.
Maybe.
I think that's more. Those featherweights have been around for over 100
Just
years.
saying,
I'm just saying they had satin
I'm just saying.
between it. So yes, I'll hand stitch, top stitch it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
But I was really proud, even though they look a little lumpy, of my straps that I
Because
made.
they haven't been pressed
Well, and it's also because I don't know if they were done exactly
the way they should.
because I kind of fussy cut this in order to use the fabric I had. Because I just wanted proof of concept.
I understand.
I do think the next one I make, I'm going to make the lining almost full length.
Yes. I would also make the straps a little bit wider.
Maybe.
Like almost twice as wide.
Maybe, yeah.
Because that'll make them lie flatter.
Well, yeah. I mean, I also think that this is partially because I think there's a good amount of pulling there. If you look at it, it looks like the different threads got caught. But I do think that this is probably going to be the cami that I make for my faux jumpsuit for my friend's wedding.
Very nice.
Yes, I understand that weddings are still something that are being postponed and canceled.
10 people?
They're
people?
at 10 people right now. This coming up fall, and I am hopeful that she will still be able to have the wedding that she envisioned by still planning on making the outfit that I plan on wearing. It's kind of that whole...
Wishing they'll make it so.
Yes. And even if she has to cut the guest list and I'm not able to go, it's mid-October, yeah.
Mid-October, yeah.
And if she
so
has to...
we won't have a flare-up, I bet.
Maybe. But if she has to cut the guest list and I can't go, that's fine. I still want to put the good mojo out there that, we're ready and willing to go by getting this outfit.
You have a dress.
Or an outfit. Yeah, an outfit. Yes. So, proof of concept, I'm really pleased with it. I can see why, when it came out, everyone made one, and almost every summer, it becomes a new popular pattern to make. It's really lovely. I do think this is probably going to become a sleep shirt. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm pretty excited. I have a few other fabrics that I can use to make a few others of them. And I think that might be fun.
Nice.
To have a whole bunch. I thought it might be fun also. I have a satin with a chiffon that we had bought for a dress that I do not want to make anymore. And I think it might be fun to do a chiffon overlay.
Oh, that would be nice.
So that is something I made, not this past week, but the week before, but I forgot to bring it up. And then I finished the Numa tank.
Or exercise tank.
The exercise tank. I actually used it today. It was very supportive.
So it has a bra underneath.
It has the bra underneath, and it's the avocado, which I do love it. It's so cute. The armhole was a bit tight, but not. We'll see how it wears. I'm gonna throw this in the washer tonight. Washer and dryer tonight because I did wear it today. And see how it holds up.
Okay.
And then I had been looking at Mood's DIY blog where they have free patterns. And they had this bralette called the Darcy. And I had extra avocado fabric, so I made it. And then I actually used the fabric from last week's top as the back. And I had read a few blog posts where some were like, well, it could be better. Maybe put some elastic in the band and line the cups and things like that. And I think a few of the people were expecting more from it than I was. Yeah, for a free pattern. But I made it, and it's not that bad. I do think I want to order some foam to put inside the cups, just for comfort.
Because there's a seam.
Because there's a seam. But I did, as you can see on the exterior, I did top stitch everything with a zigzag, which I think actually gives it kind of a cool look. But it was also to hold down the seams and to make sure that if the seam popped, it wouldn't pop fully.
It wouldn't come apart.
But I did put elastic in the band.
And your zigzag is multiple stitches.
It is, yes.
This is a zigzag.
It's a multi-step zigzag.
Right, so it's stitch, 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 stitch. So even if it pops, that zigzag won't pull apart.
Yeah. So, it's the Darcy. I think it's kind of cute. I'm going to probably wear it around. The one thing is if you have 1/2 inch elastic, I would use that. On the band, mine's an inch, and it doesn't fit. or add an inch to the pattern pieces that will be at the bottom, which is what I would do if I were to make it again. Or if you were to make, like, if you wanted to try it out, I would do that. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm on a kick of sewing. I laid out the Belladonna dress.
Yes, it's all over my dining room.
It is. Well, we're not using it for anything else. We're not having anyone over.
No, but I think, you don't want whips all over. So it's a matter of getting it done.
Yes. So I laid that out on the jacquard that I had gotten. And I think I'll either cut that out tonight or I'll leave it for next week and maybe make that my next weekend's project to make that dress, because that will be for another wedding in October. Again, wishful thinking and wishful making. But yeah, I've been
busy.
I've been sewing, and it's really nice because it gives you that sense of completion that knitting doesn't always give you.
And what else does it do? Bite your finger.
Yeah, that was last week. We're okay. We're healing. We got a scab in there.
Yes.
We're healing. It's okay.
It's okay. One of the reasons why I really do. Some people like to take their knitting, and they're a process knitter, and they just enjoy whatever it is that they're doing in their knitting. I want to get the projects done. I want to be able to wear them. I'm a product knitter. But when I do hand sewing, I am enjoying the process of hand sewing.
And that was part of, I think, the Darcy bralette, is that I had read these blog posts that were like, it's no good. And I was like, but are you sure?
Right.
So, I enjoyed putting it together. I enjoyed deciding that, maybe we'll put an inch whatever elastic we had in it. So, yeah, I mean, I think I
had 1/2 inch someplace. I don't know whether I can put my hands on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not worth it.
So, in the mail came our Vogue knitting. This is Spring-Summer 2020.
Yeah.
And they've got some really cute articles. They've got sustainable threads. I love those colors.
Those are pretty colors.
Pick any of them. And so they're talking about environmental challenges on eco yarns are all the rage. Organic, recycled, or upcycled. So I recommend that article. They talk about this cerulean blue having been the color of the year in 2000. I almost fell over when I saw that. And the other thing I liked was this houses Afghan. I thought that was a brilliant way to use
bits and bobs.
the advent calendars.
Well, that too.
So I haven't bought the pattern yet.
Okay.
But I'm probably going to. Because I think that is a brilliant way of using up all of those little tiny pieces. They talk about shearing a sheep and how shearing the sheep can save its life.
Yep.
And they're talking about some heritage brands. So that was a really very nice article. Then they talked about a woman who decided, I think,
it's
in
the
her
shop in Virginia, isn't it?
Yes, it's I've not been there.
It's the one in Richmond, yeah.
Richmond, Virginia. This woman got a divorce, and she decided she wanted to open a yarn shop where everybody would feel comfortable.
It's called Dances with Wool. I've heard of it. They run a good amount of classes typically, and they
have a nice living room type area where you can come and knit for their knit nights. I thought it was brilliant. Then there's
a feature on Nora
Gone, asking her 20 questions, actually 10. And then keep going. They have their book reviews, and then they start looking at patterns that have been inspired by animals. And so this is crested penguin and pangolin. I couldn't tell the difference between them.
Oh, pangolin. That one's the pangolin.
Okay. I happen to like the penguin. The crested penguin. And then
a pangolin is kind of like a armadillo.
And then this was after one of Jane Goodall's monkeys and his handprint. So the idea of using and how a monkey's handprint, particularly the larger ones, is very much like a human handprint. Let's see. This is an African dog. This is a beetle. Let's see if I can see it. Yes. And then I think this is the iguana, a bearded iguana. And you know, I think they're so cute. I think they're hysterically cute. Another feature on summer yarns.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want to be working on something in the summer that's so heavy, think about that.
And then there's a whole seaming discussion by Meg Swanson.
And of course, I read it and I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. How you're not sewing a seam, but knitting so it looks like a seam. And the way you're doing it actually does give more structure to your garment. Then they have a highlight of the Kaleidoscope show that was highlighting new designers at Vogue Knitting New York. And we were there.
Yes.
Just stunning.
Absolutely.
And then some crowd pictures.
Yeah. Oh, that's Duke.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and Mina. Mina was teaching a class.
Yes, Mina was teaching a class. And then they want to talk about a capsule wardrobe.
Oh, you mean like something I'm putting together with all of the things I've been making?
Well, yes. And a capsule wardrobe is something I've been interested in because when we can get back to traveling, I want to be able to travel with a small suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably a medium-sized suitcase because they need to fit my flippers in. Or my hiking stick. Or
you
both.
Sounded like Grandpa.
My flippers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going on and off a catamaran. I don't want to be swept away.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to be swept
We
away.
used to tease him for bringing his flippers everywhere.
Well, that's okay. In some of these places
You
we've been,
used to tease him for bringing his flippers everywhere.
I'm not bringing an anchor, at least.
Oh, true.
All right, so here is their capsule wardrobe. I'm not sure that my body is not going to work well with that skirt, but there are other skirts. And I love a poor boy top. I really do. It looks so good on everybody. Then there's this brilliant t-shirt with sleeves. I would wear that constantly. I think that's a definite for me.
It's a good set of clothes.
A very nice long vest. The aforementioned skirt. A really nice cabled cardigan, which will keep you warm, and then a scarf. Now, I need 62 more things than that as part of a capsule wardrobe, but then they show how you can mix and match pieces.
That's lovely.
Really very nice. So, as I said, I like the cardigan.
Mind you, we are all people who like to create things, so capsule wardrobes are always
a little dicey.
A little dicey, because I'm not going to stop wearing my sweaters.
So now we come to the patterns that are highlighted. This is the Zapper, and it is very interesting because it has cables. It's almost like patchwork cable.
Oh, nice.
And as I said, the color really caught my attention. And then the next one over is I wouldn't call it shapeless.
It's a boxy.
Thank you.
You're
it's
welcome.
A boxy sweater. They're not my favorites, but certainly there's a lot of people that are interested in boxy sweaters, and that one is the Majorelle.
I could see doing it without sleeves.
Okay. Well, speaking without sleeves, this is
That's
one
very
called
cute.
the Aegean. With lace on top, solid on the bottom. I think if you made it in some of those summer yarns, it would be fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And it doesn't, I can't see exactly what weight that yarn is. I'm thinking it is fingering, but I could be wrong. And then there's Deep Dive, and this is the dress that I've been looking for the yarns for. Whoops. There. So while I love
lace.
this, it's not going to go
lace,
well with the lace.
So you need a solid color.
This
like
is
Laravel.
pretty much a solid color. So I think we're going to definitely go with Laravel. We will do some gauge swatching.
Good.
And get that on the needles. Get that started.
Goodness.
Yeah, I need more whips.
Yeah. That dress is pretty cute.
This is pretty. It's like a t-shirt, but a long t-shirt.
And it's got a cable detail down the middle,
It
but you
does.
can't really see it in the white.
So it's a poor boy with a cable detail.
Yeah, it's very
and
pretty.
it is knit in.
Looks like a cotton.
I think it's a linen cotton.
Okay.
Yes. I think it's like the linen sweater that I made. Yes. Vellichor de Crosa, Taki, Stacy Charles.
Okay.
And then this
There's
is it
top.
in the shorter version. So I think I might make a tunic one. Now see, low power, and
Yes.
whatever.
Right. It's in low power, Mom, so you're just going to say dismiss.
I understand, but I think it should go longer than that. That's another discussion.
It's gone 2 days. That's fine. My watch goes 2 days.
Okay. Anyway, this is called Dora the Diva, and I believe this is crochet. Figure it out. Yes, solid and lacy crochet ripples are worked seamlessly from the neckline down. I think neckline down is a great way to make any long garment because you can try it on and see how much you like it. This is a tunic we both like.
We do.
Look at that. That bottom detail is gorgeous.
With the
This
split
is called
hem.
Conscious.
Yeah.
And it is a Martin Story pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Not surprised. He is constant in his really good taste.
And then we've got a set of shawls that incorporate, I believe, short rows, which is why there's the wrap and turn
right
delineation.
And some different ways to wear
your shawls.
And very bright colors. I believe that
looks like brioche.
That's brioche. So they have a brioche.
That's
this
beautiful.
is gorgeous.
That's lace.
This is lace. So I am just intrigued by lace and cables. What can I tell you? So I really like the change in color on this. And the lace is just delectable. So that's, and it's long, very large. This is another boxy called, hold on. What did it
I don't know.
Windblown.
I don't know if it's called that, but that's what the article is called.
And it has plus sizes.
Yeah.
So that's really
it's cute.
terrific.
It could be really cute in like a black and a gray.
Yeah. I think it could be cute in a number of different color combinations. So that is this pattern book. As I said, I am entranced
by the dress.
By the dress, as well as that.
The top.
But I do like the dress. The dress is going to go in Laravel, and we're going to try to get Gage. So that is my plan, as well as working on my mission, working on the test net. Maybe the dress will have to wait.
I think the dress should wait.
Because the test net needs to be done in 6 weeks. I don't think that's a problem, since we're on pause. Even though pause is supposed to stop on Wednesday, and we're going to go into function 1, state 1, phase 1, whatever, function 1. And if we don't do well, then it puts back in pause. So we're not allowed to have any spikes like some of the other states have had when they have loosened requirements. Because if any of you have heard of Governor Cuomo, he's got his dashboard. And if the dashboard goes awry, he's already said he's going to put us back on pause. So, anyway, I've got plenty of things to do. And oh, by the way, if you all were wondering, I have worked on my cross stitch. I don't want to take it off the frame, but I have finished. Last week I had finished this square. I have now finished the square right below it.
But now we've moved over to the corner, it looks like.
Yes, I decided I actually almost wanted to build it out
from the
like
corner?
This. Yes. Okay. So what I've got is I've got one of the houses started here, and this, of course, is the edge of the lake. It's going on down here. So it's nice to have something like this to work on for me when my hands get cramped up from my knitting. Thank you, Elizabeth, for the frame that she brought.
You're welcome.
Because the frames that I bought haven't even been shipped yet.
I'm sorry.
I sent an email this morning going, when do you think you might be shipping them? And I have a very bright light downstairs.
Yes, you do.
And it helps a great deal.
Yes.
So I will, the other thing I've got that I tend to do, it's a promise to myself, is once I start a thread, I finish the thread.
Yeah.
So that when I come back to it, I don't have to wonder which way is this pattern going, what am I doing. I can pick up a new color.
Are you making sure you're crossing them all in the same direction?
No. I don't really care as long as they're crossed.
Okay. It could come out with a little bit of a textural difference, just so you know.
It's water.
Yeah, I see it though in the house. Okay, never mind. We'll try that next time.
If someone is that close to my counted cross stitch, they're either drunk or shouldn't be in my house. These are going to be pillows.
Okay.
So it's like, you shouldn't be staring at the pillows that much. I'm happy with it. I'm not crossing things all in the same direction. I'm just lucky they get a cross in them.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Just saying, if you want to be that
I was
particular.
just saying best practices.
All right, that's not my best practice. My best practice is trying to get the right color in the right place.
Well, I think that signifies we should weave in our ends and head out.
Yes, because I'm getting giggly.
You are getting very giggly.
We'll see you next week. I hope you had a very nice Memorial weekend. For those of you who've lost loved ones during this pandemic and or through any of the conflagrations, world wars, undeclared wars that we've had, our thoughts and prayers go with you. And I hope that we have a good week.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.